Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. It's a fairly big week in California for those undocumented foreign nationals who want to get their driver's licenses. But first, let me wish everybody a happy new year, and hopefully you had a good holiday season, ready to get back to it. Um, there has been, you might heard, in California, a law that was passed actually last year called AB 60. And I'd like to spend just a few minutes on this video talking about AB 60, what are the ramifications of it, basically what's needed, and answer some questions that basically keep popping up at my office when clients call or they come in. Well, first of all, it has been quite some time since people in California who are undocumented, are able to get driver's licenses. Actually, the last time that this occurred, that they were able to just go get driver's licenses and essentially admit and state that they were undocumented, was way back in 1994. So, believe it or not, that was over 20 years ago. So, the bill has passed, allowing people who are undocumented to legally get driver's licenses. And all in all, it's probably a pretty good law because, the fact is if people are going to be here illegally and, they've been here for years and their families are here, um, they're probably going to drive as it is. So it is safer to have them properly get a license, to have them pass the tests. It's safer for them, and it's certainly safer for other people on the road, that they have to go through that. So essentially, let me just go through basically what it is. So essentially, any resident who is in California who is undocumented now, regardless of immigration status, can apply for their own driver's licenses. And that is under what's referred to as the laws AB 60. Now, one question I get right off the bat is, well, if they're undocumented and they go apply for licenses, are they going to be put into deportation proceedings? And the reality is that the law says essentially that they're not supposed to. They're supposedly, the people who take the information regarding the driver's license, that's all they do. They just see if you for the driver's license, and if you do, you can pass the test, you get it. If you don't, then you take the test again. They're not supposed to basically coordinate and share those databases in regards to this particular law. Now, let's just say, for example, they do. Let's say somebody goes in and applies under this law for the driver's license, and 2 weeks later, immigration shows up at their door. What is that going to do to everybody else who wants to apply? Well, word will get out. Nobody will go and apply for licenses anymore under this. And again, we're back to square one with the unsafe driving situation or illegal driving situation, and the whole purpose of AB 60 would be defeated. So, as of now, and there's nothing at the present to say or to back this up, but as of now, there should be no sharing of this information. You should not have to fear that you will be put into removal proceedings or deported because you go, and you should be able to get your driver's license. Now, given that, just as a cautionary tactic, you might want to go see an immigration lawyer before, because let's say, for example, you come to my office and you say, okay, I'm afraid they're going to deport me if I go apply for AB 60, and I tell you that that's most likely not going to happen. But then I might ask you others to qualify for DACA or DAPA. You might have an adjustment claim. There might be a prosecutorial discretion claim. So there might be other avenues of obtaining some kind of status, even if you don't have to fear being deported under AB 60. So there are executive action from President Obama that has opened up the doors in various different ways. And so there's also an for actually a country. People have been let out all across the country from detention because they do qualify for the new enforcement, under the new enforcement priorities for different forms of relief. So given that, you know, you just might want to see an immigration attorney, either prior to or at the time you're applying. Now, the the AB 60 states that driver's licenses will be available as of January 1st, 2015. So they're already available. You need to make an appointment, and it will cost you $33 at the present time to get the driver's license. Now, you need to be able to pass the written test and the driver's test. Okay, so a lot of people are saying they don't know any English, and will the driver's test be in languages other than English? And the answer is yes. It'll be in several different languages, so that's not a problem. But the driver's test itself, when you sit in the car and you go and actually take the driver's test, and the examiner says turn left, turn right, do this particular thing, that will only be in English. So, and you're not allowed an interpreter there, so you'll need to make sure that you understand enough English to be able to sit in the car and take the various commands that the instructor wants you to do. Okay, and you can certainly practice. You actually get 3 shots at the apple here. So if you fail the first time, you got 2 more times. But I wouldn't just walk in and just take the test and written and or driving without studying for it first. There are online links that you can get to that will essentially go over all of the various items you have to do. So you need to study for it just like anybody would. So when you go in there, you know how to pass it. Okay, now in this particular regard, will the license itself look exactly like any other license? And the answer is no. It'll have the words on it, federal limits apply. Okay, and these particular words will indicate that this is a license under AB 60. And then the question comes up, well, what if you're going to be discriminated against because you show a driver's license that has the words federal limits apply on it? And of course that would be illegal. Okay, it would be illegal for an officer to see those words and then call immigration that somebody illegal is driving a car. It would be illegal and discriminatory for landlords, governments, officials, agencies to change the way you, because you have a federal limits apply driver's license. So there are issues, but also having the driver's license does not change what you are or are not eligible for. So for example, immigration relief that you would not have had or would have had prior to getting the driver's license, it doesn't change any of that. It doesn't allow you, for example, if you're here unlawfully, to just leave the country and come back. It is not a work. It is just a driver's license, and you can use it for identification. For example, if you're pulled off over by the police, or if you need to show driver's license for ID purposes and so forth. Now, supposedly, again, the DMV is going to treat people under AB 60, the information confidentially. So it's just a matter of you going and applying and getting the particular driver's license. So if you like the video, click like, subscribe. I usually do new videos on immigration subjects about once a week. And then if you want to consult on either the AB 60 or on your other immigration matters, just give my office a call. They'll set it up for you and we'll go from there. Okay, more on the coming videos.